Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Endeavours for the 12th of December. As always, timecodes will be in the description if you just want to jump ahead, if you just know some of the stuff already and just want to look at stuff you need. So this here, it's a pretty good set. I would go these three in the middle here. Pickpocketing is okay. Battleground match will be the slowest. It's probably like the one that theoretically you need to do the least in. But the problem with Battlegrounds is usually the amount of time it takes just to join a queue for Battlegrounds can be quite a long process. The Battleground itself also takes like 10 minutes sometimes. So these three here, you could do them quicker than you could probably queue for a Battleground match. So I just don't really suggest doing this one. But yeah, you can just, no matter what happens in the Battleground, as long as you get into one, that's all you got to do there. So you just find it in the join queue section of the Battleground section of Group and Activity Finder. But yeah, these three here, really easy. Really, like, Air Atronachs, you can find these in one location. Basically, there's like only one that you want to go, but there's tons of these things all over the place in that specific area. And then Deconstructing with Woodworking, really easy as well, because there's a bunch of locations where you can just collect a bunch of items. Normally, if you try and take items to deconstruct in the overland, which is what I suggest, normally it's stolen, but I'll show you a couple of ways to get it without having to worry about bounties. With pickpocketing, you will probably get a bounty trying to do this anyway, so if you just want to get some woodworking items and get a bounty, it's probably not a big deal. But I wouldn't do pickpocketing anyway, because these three are easier. Alright, so I'll start with Courtyard Furnishings. It's going to be very similar to yesterday's Endeavour. If you were here for that one, the only thing that's really going to change is the Courtyard Furnishing that you choose. Once again, I do suggest that you do this one last, but I do want to talk about the prep first, so I'm going to cover this one first, because you need the prep first for this, for it to work well, being the last one. But the way it works is, once you do these ones, you'll probably go into, like, sometimes you'll go into locations where you'll just be in the middle of nowhere. And you can also do, if you have a woodworking table at home, like in your home, you can just do this one as well at the same time. But the only thing is, if you go to Imperial City for this, you might want to go this one first and then go to Imperial City. But yeah, it doesn't really matter too much for that one. Alright, so let's get started. So I'll just cover the item that you need. It's the same as yesterday, where you just buy one item and that's all you need. Rosica here, you'll find both the house for free that you can get and the finishing item in this building here. It's Roseline. It's right next to the Daggerfall Waste Shrine that you start with by default, so it's very easy to get here. Talk to Rosica, and you're looking for the clothesline post here. This is a Courtyard Furnishing. That's all you need. So just buy one of these, and you're good to go. Now, if you need gold, there's two things you can do. If you don't have a house yet, first you just come over and talk to Philan Demarie over here. That's why we're in this spot here as well. You can find her in a couple of other places, but if you need both of these things, you want to come here anyway. So just talk to her here. Keep going through the dialogue, and eventually you'll get the quest completion. That's all there is to completing this one. You get a bit of gold from doing this, and if you're like over level 10, you'll probably get enough gold to buy the finishing that you need. If you've already done this and you don't have any gold at all, just check the description. I've got a just quick tutorial video on just like getting a bit of gold quickly. It's just like an infinite source, but it's just slow, that's all. But it's very easy to do, basically. If you can use the WASD keys, the E key, and like if you can look around, basically that's all the prerequisites for being able to get some gold. So now that you got these two items, what you're doing is just heading straight to your house. So in this case, you just go to the houses tab in the map section, and the houses that you get will come up here. So there's three that you can get from that NPC: Roseline, Ebony Flask, and Morrow's Kiss. The one you get depends on your alliance. I advise you do it on all three alliances so you can get access to all three of these, because they're all beneficial in their own ways, especially Morrow's Kiss, because it's right next to a way shrine. So you can essentially use it as a way shrine of your own to travel around the map quick. Because if you own these houses, you can travel to them from anywhere outside of Cyrodiil or Imperial City, which is a bit important for the Deconstructing Woodworking one. But yeah, outside of that, you can just travel straight here. So what I would probably do is do Woodworking first in Imperial City, or wherever you go to get your items. Go kill your Air Atronachs, and then do this one third. So just come here. I've got the clothesline post in here. I just got to go get it. Or do I? I put it up. Oh, I put it up here. That's why. Alright, so for something to work for this endeavor, for placing furnishings, it has to come from your inventory first. So if you've just bought it and it's in your inventory, just go to place here in the housing editor. Just go to Courtyard, just place it on the floor. The only thing is you can't just pick it up now and just keep trying to place it. It doesn't work. You have to put it into your inventory, bring it out, and then place it on the floor. Now, to speed up this process, you don't have to do that. When you place it on the floor, instead you can use the undo and redo keys to spam it back down quickly. And that will be quicker than putting it back in your inventory and like going through all that stuff. So now, what you can do is have this like somewhere that's easy to reach when you enter the house. So for example, I could chuck it over here. Obviously it's a bit of an eyesore, but you could just do this with like a house that you want to forget about, like a small one. You just come straight in here, and then all you have to do now, in the future, whenever you get this Courtyard Finishing Endeavor, you just go find this clothesline that you picked up, you put it away, and you undo, redo, undo, and that will complete the endeavor. It's as simple as that once you've got this done the prep and you've got this set up. It's a really good endeavor to do. Okay. Deconstructing woodworking items is very easy. Obviously, you can go to your own crafting station, craft a bunch of items with some maple and some star materials, and then deconstruct them. But why craft your own items to deconstruct when you can just borrow other people's? So what I suggest you do is go to Imperial City. You have to be level 10 to go here, but I assume most people are level 10, or at least have one character above level 10. But if you don't, I'll just show you an alternative. So what you want to do in here, as soon as you get in, you want to look for these things here, these like weapon racks. Look for bows, staves, and shields. Anything of those types of weapons that you find here, that's what you're looking for. You can see another staff here. The locations will look a little bit different depending on the alliance that you come in here with, but the idea is the same, or the method is the same. You'll see a couple of weapon racks around here. Now, with the Ordinary Dominion side, there is a weapon rack in here that has a shield and a bow on it. So here they are, shield and bow. For Ebonheart packs, there'll be like a wall in the area with the vendors that has a bunch of bows on it, for example. Whereas this one here, a lot of stuff is in this room still, but it's just like in different locations. That's what I mean. You just got to look out to find some things. So in here, there's a bunch of shields on this rack here. There's also some staves on this rack here as well. And I think there's some bows here too. Yeah, you got a shield there. Got some shields here. Yeah, you got a lot of woodworking items you can use here. But yeah, just be a bit... use your eyes around here, and trust me. I've done this on all 3 Alliance starting zones for Imperial City, and I've found more than enough stuff every time. So yeah, you just gotta look around a bit. There will always be a woodworking station as well for you to deconstruct stuff with in here. It's always in the room with this icon here. It's like the tanning icon. So here's the woodworking station here. Just go to deconstruct, get the items here, go to apparel, just deconstruct all that stuff. That's the endeavor done. And then to get back out, we go back to the entrance, the area that we queue straight into. So it'll be this spot here. You just look over here. There'll be a tunnel with a door, with like a little gate. And you just go through here to get to the exit. This will take you straight back out to where you came in from. In this case, we were at the Glenumbra Way Shrine in Daggerfall. So, yeah, easy to get into, easy to get out of, and you'll be back to where you were before. And now we can just go to the Way Shrine and go on about our day. So, for an alternative, White Gold Tower is great because this is accessible below level 10. And it has a bunch of shields on the floor that you can pick up. And there's a couple of bows in like a room. You don't have to do any fighting or anything. It's just in the initial area as soon as you get in. So as soon as you spawn, you'll find a shield there, a shield here, some in here, and there'll be some more. So you just got to keep looking around. So just look for all the dead bodies. You've got a shield there. Nothing there. Shield there. Shield there. Shield usually on the weapon rack. It's not here right now, but there's usually one here. Go through here, there's some more shields in here as well. You got another one over here. Come into the Daedric Embers Trophy Vault. And on the tables on the right and left, you'll see some shields. This is the area you go to do the blow infinite source of gold as well, though. So you might be familiar with this. So yeah, some more shields there, a bow over here. So yeah, you got lots of woodworking items in here. The only thing with this is there's no woodworking station. So you do have to exit for that. But the good thing about this place is, when you get in from a way shrine, you just go out to the door, and just exit, and it will take you back to that way shrine. So again, very easy to get into, very easy to get out of. The other option is to do the same thing, but to steal stuff in Vocal Guard. The Fighters Guild over here, there's a bunch of shields. In the, the Crystal Vial upstairs, there's 3 staves on a weapon rack. And in Brass Steel Armory, there is a total of 6 bows. A couple on the desks, and then a couple on the weapon racks near the front. So all that stuff there can be deconstructed as well. And if you don't really care about the bounty, if you're going to do pickpocketing anyway, it's probably fine. Okay, let's go hunt some Air Atronachs now. So these bad boys here, this is what you're looking for. The only place I suggest you look for these things is Spellscar, located in Craiglawn, sort of on the eastern side. This place has shit tons of them. You can find them in other places, but I find that there's just so few of them in any other location compared to Spellscar. You just don't really want to bother any other situation. Each group of enemy spawns around Spellscar will have 1 to 2 of them. Basically, anything away from these like big crags on the ground, or spikes or whatever they are. Sorry, I'm not a geologist. But yeah, so you can see some there. So all you have to do is just try and, before they die, just tap them with a light attack, group them together. Maybe like don't absolutely obliterate them. Just wait for other people to get some damage in first. Yeah, I've already got 4. It's only been like a minute or 2. So, yeah. This is just one area, and there's another spawn there. This is just one of the 3 sort of areas that are around Spellscar. You get the fire side, the ice side, and the storm side for the Storm Atronachs. And there we are. So all done. Just gonna mop up. Yeah, you can see there's even more that's spawned straight away. Okay, so in order to get here, if you haven't been to Spellscar before, this is in Craiglawn. So home tours will be your best bet if you haven't been here before, because there won't be any wastelands unlocked for you unless you actually come here. The normal way to get here is a pain in the ass, so use home tours. Trust me, it'll make your day a lot easier. Obviously, you can get someone to bring you here, just get them to travel here and travel to them, but this is the way to do it without needing anyone else to help you. So in the description there's a video tutorial for home tours, how it works. It's basically just like having a bunch of way shrines in zones that you can travel to whenever you want, outside of Cyrodiil and Imperial City again. But yeah, really bloody helpful. I use these things all the fucking time. They're so handy, so convenient. So yeah, Hackfield's High Hall is the house you want to go, and then once you exit Hackfields through home tours, you just come out here, get this way shrine, come up the road here, this way shrine, and then maybe get this one too, so you got the full area around Spellscar that's like easy to access. Because in the long run, you're probably going to use this place a lot. It's got Frost Atronachs, it's got Storm Atronachs, it's got Flame Atronachs or Fire Atronachs, and then obviously it's got the Air Atronachs as well as vampires, which we used the other day. So it's just so much good stuff here that you can make use of. So yeah, these 2 way shrines, and then you're all good to go. You don't have to use Hackfields, you can use any of the other houses, Domus Frascus in home tours, the Eleanor Private Arena, Earthseer Cavern, because as soon as you enter Craiglawn in any way, you unlock Belkarth's way shrine. So that's pretty close to Spellscar anyway, so yeah, just get to Craiglawn, the main objective, and then it's pretty easy from there. Ooh, Violet Copperness. Want to grab this stuff because these things are, in this day and age, actually quite expensive. Yeah, 600 gold each. I still don't understand why they're so expensive. Is it like mushroom furnishings that people get with them? Or is there like a certain food that uses those that's really good? I have no idea. All I know is that at one point, a couple of years ago, they were like 2,000 gold an item. It was nuts. That being said, they still weren't as expensive as Columbine, which is like 3 or 4k. That was utterly ridiculous time, for sure. Alright, now let's look at pickpocketing. So, the entirety of the pickpocketing mechanic is this. Go up behind people, and when it goes ding and goes green, then you loot it. Now, so that's it. You just repeat that process on multiple NPCs. Anyone that has the white outline like this and is like killable, they are the ones that you can pickpocket. Guards also come into that category, but guards are a lot more... the chance is lower to pickpocket from guards, so I wouldn't really recommend that. Now, there are... Naturally, when you do this, the chance of you getting spotted trying to grab one of these, wow, it's kind of lucky, is quite high. You are likely going to get a bounty from doing this, especially if you haven't done, or if your leisure domain is not leveled up much. But there are 3 ways to increase your pickpocketing. The first way, and the best way I think, is that like green ding noise. The only way to get that is to wait. So after a certain amount of time passes, the noise will come out. You'll see the chance go up for about 1.5 seconds, and then it will go away. That's it. There's no, like, as far as I'm aware, there's no way to like force it other than just like it happens after a certain amount of time, which is fucking annoying sometimes because, like, say this person here, they got up and they started walking like towards you as the green thing comes up, so you can't really pickpocket them because they either spot you or like your character has to like run to them. And there are times where, like, as they walk away and the noise comes up, you go up to them to pickpocket, and then you put your weapons away, and then it no longer is green, and then you try and pickpocket, and it ends up being like, yeah, you end up getting spotted that way. It's fucking annoying dealing with it, but yeah, that's just how pickpocketing is in this game. Now, the 2 ways to level up your pickpocketing chances through progression. One is if you play a Khajiit, they have a natural pickpocketing increased chance. I think it's 5%, or is it 10%? I can't remember, but yeah, it's only minor. The absolute biggest impact, though, that you're going to get is through Light Fingers. It is the one that takes the longest to get, but it is the most worthwhile one. So Light Fingers, 4 points in this, gives you a 50% bonus pickpocketing chance. So on scholars like this, in Auridon, in the Oriel Temple area, the extra 50% will make it a guaranteed chance to pickpocket them when it goes green. So as long as they're not moving around, you're guaranteed to get a pickpocket each time off of them. So yeah, the only problem there is getting to Legion Main like 17 or whatever it is to get to the max rank is a fucking chore. It takes so long. So yeah, the quickest way to level up Legion Main, in my personal opinion, is to just fucking go on a stealing spree. In like, a good place to do this is in Necrom, in the Telvanni Peninsula. If you have the Necrom DLC, use the Necrom underways up here, and just loot all the urns, sell all the stuff to the fence in the Necrom underways, like the Outlaw's Refuge, and then go back in and just do that until you run out of fencing slots. Or if you don't have that DLC, just do the same thing, but in Craglorn using the using Gem and Flask. Just go upstairs, take all the stuff upstairs, go down, go to the Outlaw's Refuge, go back up, do the same thing, and it resets that way. But yeah, it takes ages because there is a limit to how many items you can sell per day. So yeah, that just complicates things. Oh, it doesn't really complicate things. It just makes it take ages. Like you literally have to wait for a day before you can do like sell a bunch of stuff again. But getting a point in Trafficker really makes a difference. The later points don't make as much of an impact. It's like the opposite of Light Fingers. But 1 point doubles the amount of fence interactions you have. It goes from 50 to 110. And do keep in mind, there is launder and sell. So you can sell 110 items, and then you can launder an extra 110 and sell them that way. And you won't make any gold from those. But if it's just 1 gold items, then you're not really making any money anyway. It's just the Legion Domain you're trying to level up anyway at that point. And then you can focus on getting lots of gold. Yeah. That's all that's really... I'll just talk about it as well, because sometimes you'll come here and all the fucking acolytes will be dead. Because unfortunately, people who want to do the Dark Brotherhood sprees or just want to go on a killing rampage, it impacts your ability to pickpocket, because unfortunately, you can't pickpocket people who are dead. So in that case, what you want to do is maybe have, if you do want to do pickpocketing ones, because sometimes it's a good option compared to some of the other endeavors, have like a less visited suburb, like town on speed dial. So I usually use Bergama, because I find the only people that come here are like people trying to duel out the front. Another good place I usually go to is in the Rift. I go Nimelton. But yeah, just find... You'll know there are like towns to try when, if you mouse over it, it like creates like a little highlighted region. That just indicates that there's a town there. There's another one up here, Shorestone, you can try that. Though that one is, I find, a little bit more difficult than Nimelton. But like, you could try something like Bandari Trading Post. You could try Skywatch as well, stuff like that. So yeah, don't rely on this one, because there are so many times in the past, especially when it's like prime time, where people just come through and just kill everything, and you have no chance. You can try the guards. The guards will always be here. They can't be killed. But guards are much harder to pickpocket from. Their chance is like, I think, 20% at base. So yeah, not a good idea. That's it for now. If you have any questions, you know the drill. Just give me a holler. But I'm going to leave it there. So tomorrow, do keep in mind the Golden Vendor will be up. I do also want to apologize for not talking about the Golden Vendor last weekend. I actually didn't know that it was up. It was Vengeance, so I thought it was like last all the other Vengeance times, but actually it was up. So yeah, sorry about that. But it was only shoulders anyway, so it's not a big deal, I think. But yeah, I'll make sure that I cover the one this weekend, because there might be some good stuff. Alright, leaving it there. Thanks everyone. Take care for now. I'll see you next time.